Welcome to Astrology Hub TV, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Amanda Pua Walsh, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Astrology Hub. And Astrology Hub TV is a weekly show dedicating to helping you cultivate your connection with the cosmos and how cultivating this connection can help you live a more empowered, fulfilling, and vibrant life. We're here usually on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Today, we're broadcasting at a different time because Monique is in Europe and we don't want to make her do this in the middle of the night. So here we are. If you are interested in getting live alerts via Facebook Messenger whenever we go live, you can sign up for live alerts in the chat and in the description above this video. So today we are live with our current Inner Circle guide, Monique Leurink. Monique is a master Diamond Astrologer and quite an amazing teacher. Our Inner Circle has had the pleasure of spending the last month learning from Monique about Diamond Astrology and how to interpret it. We wanted to share Monique's magic with our great audience today. So on this episode of AHTV, you're going to learn how Diamond Astrology emerged, why astrology is evolving, and how Diamond Astrology is a part of this evolution, and then modern techniques to empower and manifest your essence. Today's episode is for you if you're interested in the evolution of your soul and how astrology can give you insights into that. If you're interested in learning more about Diamond Astrology, maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but if you're interested in learning more about what it is. And then also, if you love listening to Monique Leurink speak. So many of us have been mesmerized by Monique, by her presence. And so you're in for a treat. And if you love Monique Leurink, you're going to get to have her for the next 35 to 40 minutes. So before we dive in, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Monique. She is one of the world's first and most passionate teacher trainers of Diamond Astrology, a new dimension in the current field of astrology. Monique has written several books and her experience covers more than 40 years. As a leading authority of Diamond Astrology, she leads seminars, webinars, and workshops worldwide. Monique's expertise is to open the portals of Diamond Astrology in sessions and teachings, a process that starts with the cosmic birth channel in the chart. She gives worldwide online teachings to become a certified Diamond Astrologer and offers groundbreaking workshops to the awakening process of Diamond consciousness. If you're interested in diving deep into the study and practice of Diamond Astrology, Monique is offering a new online workshop co-created or co-sponsored by Astrology Hub called Journey to the Essential Self, which starts April 29th. We're going to talk more about that at the end of our talk. Okay, if you are interested in checking that out now, you can see the links about it in the chat and also in the description of the video. All right, so just a question for all of you out there. How many of you are already familiar with Diamond Astrology? We would like to just get a sense for the audience.
Yes,
Let us know. If you've heard of Diamond Astrology, if you know what it is, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, so Monique, can we start with just a real basic overview of what Diamond Astrology actually is?
Sure, of course. Diamond Astrology is expanding an astrology that expands your consciousness. And now, in what sense? You know, we live in a time that many people know that we are living in a time that we are expanding our consciousness. What is that? What does it mean? We are going to discover that we are more than psychological beings. You know, we have a whole history, a history of course, evolutionary history. And this evolutionary history is first and foremost individual, very personal. But also we have a collective history. And when I'm speaking about the past 2,000 years or so, then I say, well, in this whole episode, this time of 2,000 years, we were first identifying ourselves with being a religious being. We were religious persons. We had to have a faith, a religion, a belief, and be very much devoted to that, whatever belief, you know, Christian or Islam or Jewish or Buddhist, but it was about the devotion. And then we became different. We identified with a different layer of consciousness, which was actually we became psychological beings. Psychology was so important. So what is that? What is the psychological being in me? How do I mirror back the world? What is that dynamics inside that say, right, there is something in me that causes my surroundings, and I do it myself. And that is where psychological astrology actually emerged, because that exists too, psychological astrology. And before that, astrology was quite different. It was not so personal, much more related to kings and queens, that was the difference. But okay, the psychological astrology emerged. But now we are on the verge of entering quite a new age. It's the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is the space sign. So that also means that something in us is happening too regarding space. It's not only that we go into space, we explore the universe, we explore space, really literally, and that opens up completely new worlds, because first we thought, well, that Earth was the center of everything, and now it's of course ridiculous to think that Earth is the center. No, we are only so small in the universe. So that's a very quick development that we come to understand there is much more in a universe that is infinite. So it's space, Aquarius, space, and that does something with us too. Spaciousness, cosmos. And this is where Diamond Astrology comes in, because Diamond Astrology opens you up to a new layer that says, I am not only a religious being or a psychological being, but I'm also a cosmic being. And Diamond Astrology uniquely can identify this place in the chart, in the personal chart, where you are this cosmic being. I have talked about this at the masterclass, and I'm calling this the cosmic birth channel, right? And many of us know now that the cosmic birth channel consists of the black moons. There is so much to say about the black moon. I'm going to speak about it a little later on. But we know now that this is the mean black moon and the oscillated black moon. It's not the true black moon, and I will speak about that, not now, but it's not the true black moon. It's the mean and oscillated. That gives the passage. That's the cosmic birth channel. That is the most important opening in the chart, where you can open up to your cosmic being, your cosmic identity. And this is what can be located personally, individually. That is new, that you can say, I am this cosmic being. Now, I have studied this for such a long time. I began in 1998. No, it's exactly 20 years ago that I started to study Diamond Astrology. And when I met this astrology, got acquainted with it, I was completely fascinated. I thought, my God, this is so much, and it was so difficult to understand. It was at a university level. It was mathematical. I could hardly understand. It took me such a long time to really understand what is it about. Every day I thought about it, and okay, and but I want to say something personal of my life. I had a very difficult first half life. How do you say that? Very difficult. And I could not understand that from a psychological point of view. I couldn't. I was talking to psychologists, and I couldn't understand it. I didn't. You're telling me things, and I do not recognize it until I met this astrology. And then I thought, and now I understand it. Now I understand my path, my way, my journey. And it was as if something high finally said, I recognize it, or I confirm it. I needed some confirmation because I thought, I am not mad, you know, I am a being and I'm not mad. And this had to do with, let's say, we are talking about black luminaries. We're talking about black moon, black sun, you know. What is black? You know, it's the anti-moon, the anti-sun, but it's much more. And that is because these luminaries are very, very strong in my chart. That's why I could understand, oh, now I understand. Now I understand. That is the birthing process. And I started to call it a birthing process because there was nothing else in my chart that could explain the path that I went and came to where I am now. Nothing. I cannot say it. And then I thought, now, okay, so that was a sort of relief for me and fascination. So the Diamond Astrology consists of axes, 4 axes. The lunar axis, black sun, diamond. The lunar axis is, of course, black moon, Priapus. The solar axis is black sun, diamond. And then the axis of extremes is dragon and beast. And the dragon and beast are very clearly defined in Diamond Astrology. We work with it in conjunctions, with aspects, and we have true definitions for these axes. And then, of course, we work with the nodal axis, which is known, much more known. Okay, and these axes represent, each axis represents a whole life process. God, can I confirm that? I can confirm that that is a life process. Only one, see? But the whole magic about it is that, talking of space, Diamond Astrology is the space in between the words. It is the space in our life to get the distance, to understand the distance that we are not only mortal beings or personalities, but we are much more than that. And to understand that, we need to get detached, some sort of detachment, and start to look at ourselves in a different way, spacious way. So this is what we are talking about, the out of the box thinking and all those things, you know, get out of that box, look at yourself in a different way. And this is what you are going to experience when you are going to see yourself in a different way. Now, when we incarnate on Earth, we have a very special mission to fulfill. And we forget who we are. We are divine beings. We are multidimensional beings, and we are fulfilling one incarnation with some mission. You know, we are in sort of narrowed consciousness, and this narrowed consciousness has an aim, has a function, because the narrowness gives concentration. This is very logical. If you do this, you know, if you do this, you verticalize energy, and this energy it's concentrated. You can focus, and this is how we live on Earth. We live in a sort of focused, tunneling consciousness, and this is how we can really integrate our lessons, so to speak, or our experience on Earth much more intensively, much quicker than on other planets, in other realms. That's why I always say, you know, if you are going through a sort of narrow passage, I use that word lately, a narrow passage is, what is that? A narrow passage is when you have a difficult period. We call that difficult, right? It's difficult. So when planets are tense in transit or whatever, and you feel, it's friction, it's difficult. But that has a function. I always call it also, and look, it's not only difficult, it's not only friction, but it's also an opportunity. It's an opportunity that never comes back again. Seize it. seize the opportunity and forget a bit about the pain. What is pain? Pain is cosmic friction. Pain en français. Meaning bread, but it's cosmic friction. That's what it is. And it doesn't feel well. I know. But if we wouldn't have pain, we wouldn't work so hard to get rid of it. So pain is our biggest teacher. And well, I can speak of that. I know what pain is, really, I can say that. But you know, that's all in the game of our life, of our adventure on Earth. So, okay, getting back to Diamond Astrology. It is so important, and it's not a coincidence that Diamond Astrology emerges now. It's time for Diamond Astrology, speaking from my personal view. It's time that it emerges, because within the field of astrology, it can help us to very much and accelerate our identity. Feeling, okay, this is who I am too. And, you know, because I'm still speaking about this cosmic birth channel. But there is something else. We are all going to the age of Aquarius, and the whole energy of Aquarius is already, you know, it's very tangible. And Aquarius, Leo, this axis, Aquarius, Leo, is the axis of authenticity, Leo, uniqueness, individual freedom, right? And in this era, age, man, human being, is unique. The uniqueness of each human being is a sort of new belief, a new faith. You must have embraced, expressed your uniqueness. This has nothing to do with psychology anymore, or the religious era anymore. This is so new. So, all right, your uniqueness, that means stepping forward with something very special that you have inside. And this is so obvious clear in Diamond Astrology, because now I'm speaking about the cosmic birth channel. That is still dormant in many people. Many young people are more open to this. But we are beings, you and I, you know, people a bit of our age, maybe some decades. We all live with one leg in the old world and with one toe, or hopefully with another leg, in the new world. So this is work for us to do. What world am I choosing? Am I going, you know, remaining in the old 3D world, or am I going to work hard on myself, or, you know, being courageous, adventurous, and discovering new layers of myself and expressing that, and going to the 5D new world frequency, the new Earth? I am really very much combining Diamond Astrology with new Earth. This is so clear. So for the most people living now on Earth, it is the question, it's a choice. What am I going to do? Because we are beings of the shift. We are beings of the shift. We are beings of the transition now, at the end of time. We live at the end of times of the old world, the old 3D world in duality. And we can accelerate saying goodbye to that by not fighting the old world, but by embracing the new world inside. Now, the germ of that new world inside is that cosmic birth channel. And when I say cosmic birth channel, then I really say, and I'm speaking from experience, not only from my own life, But from the thousands and thousands of readings that I did, and I have now experience here, right? Practical experience. I'm trying to apply it in practice and say, okay, this cosmic birth channel works. No denying about that. And then the whole axis works, you know, Priapus and the Black Sun and the Diamond and the rest. It works. I have no time yet to write a book on it. But it's so obvious. And then you can say, but this is new. This is now time. You know, we have had our personal development. We are working on our personal development as persons, our psychological self, etc. But it is now time to start with our essential development. And essential development means that you embrace yourself as a cosmic being with your unique cosmic identity, saying this is me. And then the process starts. It's a whole process, and the whole thing is about courage, embracing your uniqueness for yourself, and from inwards, from inside out, starting to create your reality. Now, let me give you an example from my own life, if you don't mind, if you allow me. I'm a 6 girl, meaning that I have much black luminaries, black light in the 6th house. And the characteristic of that is that I really refused to have jobs. I didn't want to work. My whole family knows I didn't want to work. Not as an ordinary, in ordinary jobs. No, not me. I had to do it. My mother really, she forced me to do it, but I didn't want it. I've invented all sorts of tricks not to do it because I couldn't do it. But what I could do was to create my own work. And this is what I'm doing now. And God, I worked hard, but my whole soul and being is involved in that. And this is where it begins for each person. Because once you start to create from that point, your whole soul and heart and whole being are involved in that process. And that is what we need in the new world. Beings who stand up who are no longer separated from their soul and heart, but who live from their soul and heart and from that cosmic identity.
That's what struck me in your story when you said that you were first introduced to Diamond Astrology 20 years ago, and how fascinated you were with it, and how every day you were walking with, what is this and why, and how do I explain this, and how can I make this more accessible to other people? And it takes that like true passionate absorption that only happens when you're aligned with the thing that you came to do, to be able to do that and to live in that on a daily basis. So yeah, you're a living example of that.
Yes, indeed. And you know, I know many other people, I know and I know where their black moon is, and then I see what they do from that part, that cosmic birth channel. They're doing that with passion. But it can be much more. You can accelerate it. You can wake up to it. You need to know how to do that. You need empowerment, because it is as emerging from a void. It is. You have never been mirrored there. I had the power to do it. I'm a 5 planets woman, Leo woman, so I have the power. But there are many people who need empowerment there, who need guidance, who need care even.
Right. And when you talk about that aspect of our essential self, that it isn't mirrored back to us. So any of us who are used to bouncing things off other people to get validation before we move forward with things, that's not going to happen when we're in alignment with that fifth dimension or, that cosmic birth child.
Yes.
It won't happen in that way. So I think you're right. Having the support and understanding the process and understanding that that's actually part of it.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that you're not on the right path. It probably actually means that you are on the right path.
Yes.
That's all part of, the re-education that we all have.
It's a sort of, indeed, as you said, Amanda, it's a sort of re-education, and it's a sort of reuniting with the one you were, because here comes against something very important. We know, as a child, when you were born as a child, you were still in full consciousness, essential consciousness. Every child is born with full essential consciousness. And then the splitting starts. And then, okay, you're going to develop your personality, etc. But you still walk on one leg. Once I start to embrace my own cosmic identity, I feel I'm walking on two legs. And this is what each person can do to reach that point of reunification inside. See? And that's a balancing of your being, and it immediately opens up to the cosmos, because the luminaries, the black luminaries, the metaphysical luminaries are the distance, as I said, and the distance is between the cosmos and Earth, or between the universe and you. And you walk to and through. When you start to live like this, you walk to and through Earth, universe, but your world expands, and this is how you're going to see others too. You are going really to see, oh my God, I'm not a 3D person anymore. I am much more than that, you see. So it's an adventure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have people asking, okay, this is all great. How do I do it? We're going to get to that. Just hold on. What I wanted to ask, I'm just curious how Diamond Astrology emerged. How did this actually, who created it? Where did it come from?
The source was in France. And that was not really very, very long ago. Well, 100 years ago, by a very special person called Jean Carteret. And he was a genius. He didn't care about reputation or fame or wealth or whatever. He was the cosmos himself, a very special being. And he did teachings in Paris, but the teachings were on tape. He had this very old-fashioned tape device, you can, and he always carried it with him, because he didn't care if people listened. He said, oh, maybe there are maybe 50 people want to listen to me, something like that. And he said, oh, I put on my device thing, and he was starting to speak, and he was sort of guided. But there the genius comes in, and that is the source. And several people took it up and started to develop it more, you see. But it's still like a very little child. The Diamond Astrology is like a little child needing more development, needing more exploration. And I'm one of them. I am the one who simplified it. I wrote books about it. I had a school, or have a school in Holland, started it in 2005, simplified the message. That took me really a lot of time. To make it universal, because I know it's a universal message. It should not be transmitted in difficult language. We must understand this because it's important enough. And then started to translate it into English. And then, because I did the theory in Holland, in the most important places in Holland, I traveled around and I had school and and then I thought, but that's not enough. It's not enough. It is not theory. It's life. So I thought, no, I must make it practical. I read them. There is so much in it. And then I started Zin to Being. And Zin to Being, it was in 2015. I said, Zin to Being practical training. That was still in Holland. And then I thought, how can I mold it more into a workable, practical, that you're going to feel it, that you'll really get out of your mind, because astrology is still a mental thing, but in the new world, no, it's not a mental thing. We must not be separated from our heads. We must live it totally, fully. We must breathe it. We must breathe the cosmos, the universe, because we are the universe. Okay, so I thought, well, then I must invent methods or ideas or whatever to how can people experience that? How can I make them experience? Because each reading I did 1 hour and a half, 90 minutes. What can I do? I can say something, I can say a lot, but it's coming in the head. And I see people, oh yes, vibrating, and there's, how am I going to do it was the question. And I thought, yes, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? And that's why I came up with, or I started to, I must invent ideas that you can feel it, that you can feel the journey, because it's a journey. It's an amazing, fascinating, beautiful journey where you are going to discover things in yourself that were dormant. For many people are dormant there, but once you wake up to it, you are going to understand so much more of yourself.
Monique, I'm being reminded of how you actually came into my life.
Yeah, yeah.
So Tammy Simon, the CEO of Sounds True Publishing, somehow someone had gotten to her, and then she forwarded it to the other co-founder of Astrology Hub, Richard Taubinger, who forwarded you to me. And then we had one conversation, and it was like, wow. And this woman, you are bringing such an incredible dimension to the whole field. And it is you as the conduit of this information that makes it so uniquely powerful, I believe. And so it was immediately like, wow, I need to share her with our audience and see how she's received. And I remember that first time we did something together, it was kind of like, we didn't know, you know, it was definitely it was a stretch in terms of what we had already been presenting to you, all of you out there. And the feedback was just so overwhelmingly positive. And to know that you all were resonating with her the way that I was really validating. It's like, wow, this is incredible. So when you say that you believe it's time, like now's the time, that is also being reflected in how you are received by at least the Astrology Hub community. So
that's, you know, this is so beautiful. This is a great experience. And the moment when it all started, Amanda, I remember in 2016 that I really felt I must go to America. I have never been in the United States before, and I really felt I must something in it, go to the United States. What? So yes, I did. And that was through a friend of mine, Anne Fitz, and she connected me with people in America. And it's all about Diamond Astrology. It was about the Diamond Heart, where I did many readings for. And she connected me there, and this was overwhelming. People wanted it. I was completely fully booked. I thought, my God, what is happening? And then she said she connected me with you. And then the whole thing started to, my God, this is amazing. And I'm, you know, I feel it very much. It's not from ego that I'm doing it. It is so deep. And I must feel I'm driven forth by it. That I said, okay, this is the time that I think people are ready to open up to cosmic consciousness, not in themselves, knowing what that is in themselves, not as a mental thing, but feeling yourself as a cosmic being. And that changes your whole world, getting you out of a center of personality, of ego, but then getting to as a focal point. steering yourself in the universe or on Earth, because Earth is also the universe, but it's dense, more dense, but it's the universe. You are a focal point, and steering yourself, that's the black sun, in that universe as a conscious focal point. That is great and awesome.
Okay, so we are so thrilled to be able to offer all of you a very, very unique, personalized, intimate experience to work with Monique. If you are resonating with this, if you are wanting to understand how you do it, if you're wanting to feel it like Monique is talking about, and take it from this theoretical concept into your body and into your life, we are offering an opportunity, Journey to the Essential Self. This is a course offered by Monique. Space is limited. So this is different than most of the Astrology Hub courses. We are limiting space for this to 50 people only, because Monique is actually going to be guiding you in a very personalized way. And Monique, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the course and the journey. If you're interested, you can check out the link. It's in the chat. It's also in the description above this video, and we have more details there. But I'd love for Monique to have an opportunity to talk about this.
I'm going to talk about the journey on of the essential. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
What is it? Yeah, sorry, I was somewhere else with my. Yeah, what is it? What is this journey? It is a journey of 10 intense lessons, so to speak. Lessons, well, whatever. Okay. And you're going to keep a diary. We are going to do your Diamond Astrology chart. You're going to work with your Diamond Astrology chart with special themes in that chart. And we are going, of course, guide you to your essential self, to the phase where you are in right now in your essential development. Some are very young there, and some are already mature, whatever. You are going to learn to shift from personality to essence, to really do that in your daily life. You're going to become aware of the deeper dynamics of your sun and moon, because we are also going to work with the white luminaries, so to speak. So it's the sun and the moon, of course. That is, we need that as a very important basic luminaries in our chart, and we're going to work with that too. You're going to learn to shift in a very personal way, where you are in the third, in the fourth, and in the fifth dimension, and how you can shift to become aware of that. You're going to work with your soul's purpose, and you are going to discover your universal purpose and combine them, intertwine them. You're going to learn how to release victimhood, even if you think, I don't feel like a victim anymore or whatever. Sometimes you really do, and to really turn that into becoming a creator in any situation. You're going to learn to integrate the values of the Age of Aquarius, and it's the Leo Aquarius axis, and abandon the old values that block you. I don't say that they are bad, not bad, but new values are coming up, see. And you're going to learn to create from essence. That's so important. To create from essence, very concretely creating from essence. How are you going to do that in your daily life? What situation? How can you change your reality there? And then a free gift, because there is so much discussion about Black Moon, Lilith, Black Moon, Lilith. What is it, right? And I did studies a long time about Lilith, the mythological figure, the goddess, Lilith, counterpart of Eve. And I thought, well, now I'm going to make a workshop about this. So the last lesson will be that you are going to experience the Lilith in you. Now I'm speaking about the mythological Lilith. And then you will understand what the difference is between the black moon and between Lilith. And now I'm going to say something, a hope. I'm going to hope. I will work on that too. Let us please come to one concept of the black moon, and let us call it the black moon. Nothing else. It is black moon. Let's not call it something else, because there is so much confusion about it. Also with the ephemeris of many, people don't get it anymore. Let's get out of the labyrinth and come to one idea, one concept, and not call it different moons or whatever. It's one moon, black moon. Then we get clarity. See, so that is what you're going to do with Lilith and black moon in this journey. Experience it yourself. So it's a real journey. It's a journey where people have said it's a life-changing journey. It opens up to so much, and you are going to, as I said, keep up a diary. You are going to join our Facebook group, exchange with your peer fellows or fellow peers, how you say that, and integrate it. Every week you will get an assignment in your mailbox, personally derived from your chart, that you're going to work with. So I think it's a journey.
Brilliant. Okay, so we have some questions. Kristen is wondering how this course differs from the other Into Being courses that you run. How do we best determine which one is best for us?
Okay. Shall I answer that first?
Yes.
That depends what person you are. I mean, if you are a mental person, if you want to do theory, if you really want to do, I want to learn what Diamond Astrology is about in theory so that I can apply it as myself as a future certified Diamond Astrologer, then I think you could do the Diamond Astrology online training, starting June, somewhere in June, 26th, I think. But if you say, well, no, I want to do the practice, I really want to experience, I want to my own development, my evolution, then I say, do the journey. But of course, you can do both.
Okay, so the journey, it sounds like the way that we've talked about the journey is it's more of an experiential workshop. It's more of a personalized workshop for those of you who want to embody your cosmic self that is being born into the fifth dimension. So if you want to be living your life from that place, this journey is for you. If you want to maybe become a Diamond Astrologer, would the other one be more appropriate? Or maybe both. If you want to become a Diamond Astrologer, maybe.
Actually both. But, if you want to do the theory first, then do it. It's all right, But I think if you really want to understand Diamond Astrology, I think you need both. It's not, not to be commercial or something, but I feel it like that. In order for you to understand, you want to work with it, giving readings to people, understand them better. You cannot only speak from your mind. That's impossible. You really must understand their being, and that's how you must experience it also in a practical way.
Okay, Monique, this is really exciting. I want to welcome some of the newest members into the journey. We actually have some people who have joined already. Carolyn, Jane, Christine, Carol, Emily, and Claudia. So welcome.
Oh, great, welcome.
Yeah, I know, fantastic. So
welcome to you, girls.
And this journey is starting on April 29th. And can you tell us a little bit about the logistics, like how it works? How often is the class? And you mentioned that we're going to be receiving a personalized email with practices once a week.
Yes. You will get a sort of, we are constructing a sort of diary for you. So with the cover, your essential journey, and you are going to keep it up with your own experiences, right? And lessons are each week, except for one date in May. That is the date when I will be in Chicago, I think. and cannot do the course. So that will be 14 days in between. Mm-hmm. But it's every week, 1 hour. And do you want to know the time? Oh God, 7 p.m. in our time, which is 10 a.m. PST.
Okay. On which day?
It's on Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay. So for those of you in Decode Your Cosmic Blueprint, you can make Sunday your astrology day. Sounds like you would have Journey to the Essential Self first in the morning, and then Decode Your Cosmic Blueprint later in the day. Nora would like to know, will this be offered at another time if the timing doesn't work with our other courses? We're discussing that. That is a possibility. And just remember that all of the live broadcasts will be recorded. So if you can't make the time, you will be able to watch it later in the week.
Yes.
Okay, let me get some other questions here. Just for Astrology Hub community members, you do also receive a $50 off of this course. So when you check out the page, make sure to note that you receive another $50 off for being a part of our community. Okay. Will there be scholarships? We haven't discussed that because this is such a limited group. I don't know yet. And Monique, that's something that we'll want to talk about, but that hasn't been discussed. I think when we have the unlimited space, it's a little bit easier for us to have that conversation. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. So Josephine wants to know if the person who created Diamond Astrology wrote any books.
That's a very good question. No, the teachings were mostly by taping. He was speaking, and this was recorded, and that was written down, but in archives. But he did not write, as far as I know, really books on astrology. He did not. Jean Carteret I'm speaking about. No, did not.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Pool, I hope I'm saying your name right, wants to know if Diamond Astrology relates to our past lives.
I think all astrology relates to our past lives and our future lives. It relates very much to the essence and core being of who we are, right? So if you can see it in that way, the more you discover about yourself, the more you discover about your past, your present, and your future. So yes, in that sense. This is what happened to me too. It expanded my consciousness, and I started to myself spontaneously to see myself in different incarnations. I saw my personalities too, so who I was. See, so, but I think, personally, I honor the question, I respect the question, but personally, I think the more you focus on the now, the more powerful that is, because everything is in the now, in your life. All the keys are in the now. There are the answers, of course. But okay, that is my answer. There is certainly relation to pasts and futures too. Yeah.
Okay. Janice would like to know how you spell the name of the man who started Diamond.
Jean Carteret. Jean Jean Carteret. 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 A genius, a beautiful man, a high cosmic soul, timeless, beautiful.
Love that. Okay. Jacqueline says, do you teach about cosmic rectangles on your course, in the course?
Rectangles? No. Can be very short. No, I don't. No.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about the journey to the essential self? Anything you want to leave us with? And to all of you out there, if you have more questions, please send them in. We're happy to answer them. But Monique, in the meantime, is there anything else that you wanted to offer?
I would say, if you want to join, you should be willing. We are also asking something from you, and that is a willingness to start and look at yourself in a different way, to come with an open mind, a positive attitude and respect for your fellow students, also to start and see them in a different way. Essence, universe, cosmos, see it in them. And be prepared to go on that journey and expect miracles. Remain open. I am going to guide you as good as I can. And the way you can get the best out of me is with that attitude. So inspire me back, and I can inspire you back too. This is how it works. It takes two to tango.
I love that, Monique. That's so great. Okay, Nora would like to know, when might we learn about if there will be a chance of a scholarship opportunity, please? Well, Monique and I can connect about that after this call. I do know that normally we like to give partial scholarships. It is rare that we give full scholarships, only because what we have found is that when there is some level of exchange, people are more, they give it more energy back. So we really do like, and especially since Monique is giving so much personalized attention with this, we probably won't offer any full scholarships, but Monique will talk about partial scholarships as an opportunity potential. Okay. Any other questions from all of you out there? Let's see. I think that's it. Fantastic. Monique, thank you so much. It's so exciting to see how this relationship has evolved, going from the first conversation.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it too. Yeah.
To our Inner Circle guide 2 years in a row, to now being able to offer this amazing opportunity to the Astrology Hub community. So thank you so much for.
Thank you too. Thank you too. And your team and all the people of Astrology Hub, really.
All right. And thanks to all of you. Yes, it is. And it continues to grow. So thanks to all of you for tuning in, and thank you so much for making astrology a part of your life. If you do have more questions, please do not hesitate to email us at support@astrologyhub.com. We're happy to answer your questions and look forward to welcoming more of you to the course soon. Thank you and take care. We'll see you next week.